Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, July 22nd, and I've got a great deal to talk about today, so it's been a good week. I hope you're all doing well. It's a rather rainy weekend here in southeastern PA, which is fine. We haven't had a lot of rain this summer. It's not been raining very hard, but it's just been a constant light rain. Actually enough to trigger flash flood warnings and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been just hiding indoors this weekend, getting some stuff done, and relaxing a bit. I'm drinking some of the coffee that I mentioned last week that was given to me by my friend Rick, who roasts his own coffee beans. And you know, I know that just based on some of the interactions we've had and some of the tobacco and cigars that have gone back and forth between us, I know that Rick certainly shares a similar palate with me in terms of burley tobaccos and the kind of cigars he enjoys, and of course Sugar Barrel. So we can't forget that. But boy, this coffee really just fits with those things so well. It's a fantastic coffee to drink with burleys. And Rick, whatever you've done with this, it's excellent. It's rare that I drink something that's not 8 o'clock coffee, and I know 8 o'clock coffee is not considered to be the top of the heap by any stretch, but that's what I'm used to. And it's rare that I drink something that's not 8 o'clock coffee that I enjoy, and this is really quite enjoyable. So well done, Rick. Now, the other thing that Rick did, and sort of the topic of our video today, is Rick sent me a pouch of let's say, unusual tobacco, one that probably you haven't seen much of. I don't know if this is, I should have looked this up. I don't know if this is actually available in the U.S., but it is somewhat infamous, and that tobacco is Clan. So I've got here a sealed pouch of Clan. Sorry about that. I just paused briefly to look up a few things because I was just not prepared to talk about this as much as I would like to be. So I cannot tell how old this is. It does have the state of California warning on it here, which is interesting because it does not seem to be sold in the U.S. So maybe this is from a time when it was sold in the U.S. I really don't know. Rick, if you want to chime in and let us know how you got this, or at least if you know how old it is. This is still available. You can buy it, but it doesn't seem to be available within the U.S. Now, the age is kind of important because full disclosure, this is going to be a first impressions live. You're going to see me actually try this for quote the first time. But the truth is, I've tried this before. It was a long time ago. I've forgotten the experience completely, so I don't really have a lot to bring to this tasting from that previous experience. But I remember it. At least I don't remember it being horrible. So that's probably a good sign. Because I'll get into a bit of why it might be horrible in a moment. But in 1998, this was acquired by Scandinavian Tobacco, and Scandinavian Tobacco apparently changed the recipe significantly. So certainly what I smoked was before 98. So I wouldn't probably recognize this anyway, even if I did have a memory of what it was like before. The really interesting thing about this is that it's blended in Holland, according to the package, and it's blended by Theodorus Niemeyer, blenders of fine pipe tobacco since 1819. So how do people in Holland making tobacco get the idea to put a Scottish tartan on it and name it Clan? I don't know. I just wouldn't have put those things together. Anyway, this tobacco is supposed to be a blend of 14 different tobaccos, which is quite a lot. So, and I looked at the list of what they are, and let me put it this way: if you can think of a tobacco, it's probably in there, because there's not that many leaves to think of. So I had trouble coming up with 14, to be honest. The the odd ones are there's some, I think there's some Turkish, maybe some Izmir in there, and some Maryland, Virginia. It's got straight Cavendish, it's got black Cavendish, Burley, yeah, all sorts of good stuff in here. So, it's infamous because its topping is apparently very unique. It was known back in the 50s for its unique room note. Apparently it was a very pleasant room note. And as you know, as you've probably heard me talk about before, others talk about, the toppings on the tobaccos, take for example Mixture 79, which was very, very popular in the 60s. It's not considered, to modern taste, it's not considered a good flavor. I like it, but there's a lot of people that don't. But back when in its heyday, it was considered to be really tasty stuff. And I think Clan falls into that category. It's got a very complex topping that's composed of a variety of things, and it's apparently very hard to pin down. I didn't want to do too much research on this before just trying it, but I did look at tobacco reviews quickly just to see what the composition is, and the toppings I think were listed as various. So, all right, so we're going to crack this open, or tear this open, and we'll give it a shot. It's got one of these nice little ripcords on it. It's going to get in the way and be all crinkly, isn't it? All right, so it's a nice pouch. It's actually a rather soft pouch. Come on, I have to get some tools involved here. I was hoping it would just slip out nicely. You know, the tobacco is very springy, just the feel of the pouch. Oh, and there's an immediate, wow, that's a very familiar scent. This just smelling this through the pouch, which is probably not the best way to do this. This is very reminiscent of something. It's the you know what it is? It's the that LJ Peretti. Sometimes some other blends like Bengal Slices has it. It's that topping that I can never identify, and a lot of Kia. There's a smokiness for that. Oh, well, let's open it up and stop screwing around here. So I'll break the State of California warning seal, and oh, we got some text here. Sorry, I'm really not trying to draw this out. I'm just having fun. There is no tobacco like Clan. Cool and fragrant, mild in taste, and slow burning. Every well-filled and well-lit pipe is a new pleasure. A carefully guarded secret blend of no less than 14 tobaccos from all over the world is the basis of Clan's unique character. And then it says the same thing in French, and I've already proven that I should not read that. Let's see. Oh. Wow. Yeah, just more of the same. Meaning smelling it through the pouch was as faithful as smelling it in the pouch. It's a nice, very shag, very much a shag cut. Lots going on in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's lots of blacks and browns and yellows, and that aroma is still there. It's got that Peretti sort of top note to it. I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff in it, and I don't want to go having people run away from Peretti. It's just something that I'm picking up that's very similar to some of the Peretti buns. And yeah, it's in terms of moisture, it's just about perfect. So I'm gonna pack up a pipe. This is a Brigham that you've seen me smoke a few times. Not my favorite pipe, to be honest, and Rick warned me to not use my favorite pipe. So apparently it's got a reputation for ghosting. That's okay, we know how to get rid of ghosts. So let's just pack this up. Packs very easily. It's a bit hard to get a pinch off because it's so stringy, but once you've got it separated, it packs quite nicely. So there we go. Hopefully you can see that. No flavor at all coming through on the pre-draw. By the way, I never do this. What I just did, the only time I do that is when I'm doing something with my hands and I'm talking to you and I feel like I gotta say something. I never pre-draw a pipe, but when I'm talking to you, I do it. Okay, here we go. Clan, first light. I'm filled with anticipation. This is very much not something that I recall ever tasting. It's very interesting. So there's burley there. Burley's quite prominent, and I'm also getting a fair amount of, or a noticeable amount of Latakia. Not by any stretch an overpowering amount of Latakia, but enough to tell that it's there. This is a really complex blend. This is interesting. You know, I was mostly afraid of the topping, but I gotta say it's very light. I'm hardly detecting any flavor. I'm getting lots of tobacco flavor, but not any. Maybe a little bit of like a sweet, sort of vanilla-ish. And some kind of a bourbony note, but it's not prominent at all. I really had to work to get to that, and I'm just trying to find the topping because that's one of the things that this is known for. This is good. I actually like this. Thank you, Rick. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will, as I have time, because I've got a lot I've got a lot of tobaccos that I have to smoke right now. But as I have time, I will fit in more bowls of this in a couple different pipes, and I'll come back at some point and give you a better impressions video of Clan. But yeah, I like this. I'm finding nothing here that I shouldn't enjoy, or that I don't think others would enjoy. You know, with 79, I know I can immediately tell you when I taste that yeah, there's going to be people that don't like this. You know, it's got that flowery note to it. It's a unique flavor. This is not. This is actually very much in line with a lot of other things that I've smoked over the years. It's not overly harsh. It's a burly Latakia blend with other stuff going on, and it's going to take me some time to really dissect this out, but I get burly Latakia out of this. Very interesting. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate the opportunity to give this a try, and I'm going to give it a more serious consideration in a future video, because I think it's worth letting people know about this. And I haven't searched for them, but I don't recall ever seeing anyone talk about clan on YouTube, so very interesting. Even goes good with the coffee. So I mostly wanted to try out this tobacco with you today, and I told Rick that I would do it as a in a quote live fashion on YouTube. So was expecting it to go terribly wrong, but it's actually quite good. And beyond that, life goes on here. Got a set of pipes that I'm working on right now. A few interesting challenges, nothing insurmountable as far as I can tell, but hoping to get those done for the customer over the next couple of weeks. I've got 2 videos. I don't know if they're going to be series or just single videos that I'm working on that are shop videos. And I know I keep promising that, but they are coming. It's just a matter of having the time to do it. But the pipes exist and they're being worked on, and I'm not going to finish them until the videos are finished, so they will happen. So you can look for that in the not too distant future, I hope. One other thing I wanted to mention. NYC drummer Greg, who's a good friend, posted on last week's video a comment asking if anyone knew what had happened to Rat Trace Tobacco. And I was confused by that at first. I went and looked, and apparently everyone is sold out of Rat Trace. Now, I don't know if that's just sort of standard operating procedure where they occasionally sell more than they produce, or if there's something going on. So if any of you know anything about Rat Trace Tobacco, let us know in the comments, and I'm sure Greg would appreciate it. I'd appreciate it too, because I like some of the Rat Trace blends, and I haven't had time to research it myself. A quick Google search and looking at smoking pipes and pipes.com and all that, all I could find out was that it was all sold out. So with that, folks, I think I'm going to let you go. This is it's interesting. This shag cut burns very fast, and I think I might already be finished with this bowl. It's really good. So I'm going to let you go and get on with your Sundays. I thank you all for taking the time to spend a few minutes with me and enjoy a pipe. I haven't said this recently, but I want to thank all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you coming back week after week and listening to what I have to say. And all the viewers, all the commenters, thanks. It's really great to be able to interact with all of you. It makes my week when I see the comments come up. So, enjoy your Sundays. Take care of yourself. Take care of those close to you. And until we speak again, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.